Hello everyone, Kenny Clark here, April 28th. This is my day 3 of my 30-day challenge video that Sean Whalens challenged us to do. Day 1, who am I? Day 2, what do I do? Day 1, or day 3, who am I? Day 2, what do I do? And so yeah, this is my day 3. Who am I? That's a good question. Well, I've made it clear that I am a loving father and boyfriend. But a big thing that I want to talk about is my anxiety. They say don't let it define who you are. But up until this point, my anxiety, without me even knowing I had anxiety, it defined who I am. I had a talk with my counselor, and I had a bit of a mind-opening moment with him. All these situations that I had when I was younger that should have been anxiety-driven. Let me rephrase that. Now as an adult, these situations that should be anxiety driven, because I have these panic attacks which are way up here, but I don't have any of the symptoms that come down here. So that made no sense to me. But it turns out all of these little situations that were anxiety inducing for me, I would just ignore. So like for instance, there's landlord meetings. Go there, network. I thought I wasn't good enough, blah, 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 blah. And now all these thoughts, they're just, they flash through your head quick. But now I drive by it, I can see all the cars, I can see a couple people out smoking, talking, networking, what I want to do. And I just drove right by. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I hindering myself? And I was talking to the counselor about this, and it was kind of like an aha moment. Like, I do actually have anxiety. I thought I'm this hard fucking tough guy, and I'm really just a big softie. And yeah, like I gotta be more mindful to these situations. Same with there's a friend of mine I've networked with, Carmen Ventrucci Peterson is her name, and she's taken the time out of her day to have these little short sessions with me, and they've really helped clear up some thoughts that I had in my head. And now she does this as a living. It's her profession. She didn't have to help me. She even, after the first consult, if you'd want to call it that, she recommended me to someone who she thought were more in line with what my life goals currently are. Now, if she's trying to sell a package, but she's like, hey, you can go talk to this guy instead because he might do you better, I have complete respect for someone that's not just going to be like, well, and now what she does, 100%, it can totally help me, but it's in a different field, right? Him, it's more career. Her, it's more building your mentality around your career, and self-development is a huge part of it too. When I'm in a position to use her services, I definitely will. I have absolute respect for her. She's helped me network with someone that I would have never even came across if it wasn't for her. There's a lot of road stuff going on. But what I was going to say is, when I had this call with her, the first day I looked at it, I filled it all out, and I didn't hit send. And then that morning, I woke up, I said, fuck it. I owe it to myself. I don't know what's going to come of this. I don't know if I'm being sold something. I don't know. I just don't know. Right? And that's what I was scared of. The fear of the unknown. Which I never thought I was scared of. I thought I was all about embracing, the past. And so that morning, I made an appointment, and my back's kind of hurting. And we talked, and it was great. And I'm realizing that these situations when I'm like, fuck it, I don't deserve it, or maybe next time, just fucking do it. Like, there's been, just in this last, like, this past year, okay, December 11th, I said in my last video, I came off work. I was mentally in such a low spot that, and not even like so much depressed. I've kind of gotten over that depression. I don't want to kill myself anymore. Sometimes, you know, I have the bad days where I talk down to myself, but I talk myself out of that. Weird bunch of crows. What the hell was I just rambling about, eh? I do that a lot. And then I see something. In this case, it was a bunch of freaking crows picking around at something that looked weird. Like, hey, a squirrel. Oh, a squirrel. But yeah, like, the last year, it's been, or not since this year started, I've been having so many of these moments, and it's usually with networking, putting myself out there, trying to learn, or in the case of Apex, putting money out to, you know, have faith that all you guys who have said, oh, this program is awesome, is actually awesome. I don't know any of you guys. I know Owen. I've chatted with Ryan once or twice, briefly, which I thought was super cool. That was actually awesome. That was like an awesome day for me. Yeah, like, I listened to what he said, fuck it, you know, I owe it to myself. I'm not gonna beat around the bush anymore. I'm not just gonna like throw money out to people who are gonna teach me classes and shit, because I'm not that naive. But I owe it to myself, right? And so does everyone else. And so that's a huge hurdle for me. I'm trying to currently get over, is stop doubting myself, stop setting myself up for failure, push through the shit that I think is scary. Because what the hell is, why is talking to someone scary? I've been in shacks where there's shit on the floor, and they were ripping off boards to heat up in the wintertime, right? Like, I never worked in there, but I have been in those houses, and like, just stand there just kind of like, this is kind of gross. And that's the only thought. I'm not scared. I'm not worried about stepping on a needle or anything, which I'm so glad I'm, why is this guy stopped here? There's no one here. Come on, man. What are you doing here? Oh, you're on your phone and driving. That's why you're stopped in the middle of a merge. Guys. Yeah, and like, I can't say it enough, man. Like, just, you know, I've been a part of Apex for a few days. What day is it? It's Tuesday, so I've only officially been a member. This is my second day, and I feel like I've made meaningful connections already that I would have never made in my life without. Whether they blossom into anything, whatever, but these people, they're motivational, and that's what I need. I even have family today. My mom, God bless her soul, I totally respect what she says. She's my biggest fan. I'm her biggest fan. Total mama's boy. Not getting paid by Pepsi, but if you see this, hey, I'm here. And I was telling her, like, oh, I had a conversation with Grandpa D yesterday, Denny Galvez, and I was telling him, you know, I kind of have a 5-year goal. When I really think it to myself, though, this was a 10-year goal. Or it was a 1 to 2 year goal, and then I'm like, well, you know, that's just me being like super optimistic, way too optimistic, so I'll make it a 5-year goal. So it's my 5-year goal. Now it's 2020, it's 4 years, even though it's only like 5 months into when or maybe like a year into when I started it. But he was saying, well, you know, I wish I, like, you know, I had that 5 or 10 year plan, but I wish I had made it a 1 year plan, because then I would actually be a bit more focused. And that really resonated with me, because it started as a 1 or 2 year plan, and then I kind of like in the back of my head, I said, you know, I'll give it like 5 to 10 years realistically, right? And but then here I am, my 1 to 2 year plan, all of a sudden I'm telling people and myself it's a 5-year plan. Where the hell did that come from? No, I'm going backwards. That 5-year plan is going to be a 10-year plan in 4 years if I keep thinking like this. So I was telling my mom that. I'm like, you know, I tell her everything. She's kind of like the counselor. He does the counsel back, unless I need it. And but she was saying, oh, you know, it's good to have those goals, but you gotta have realistic. You know, I don't remember her exact words. And I get it, right? She doesn't want me to set myself up for failure, but it's not like I'm investing in a new company. I'm investing in myself, real estate, which I feel I've done enough research on. I'm very comfortable with the risk associated with it. I'm not just buying single family or duplexes. I want to get into multifamily as soon as possible because, well, the more doors, the more room for expenses, and it's just safer, you know. Trailer parks, storage units, facilities. I don't want to buy storage units. I want to buy the whole facility. Anywhere like this, and I think it's a safe bet. So she's in my corner 100%. She's really dipped into her savings to help me when she hasn't with this recent renovation project. I'll be paying her all back. I essentially loaned it from her. But like, yeah, I just need to get out of my comfort zone, you know, and start trusting other people besides myself and my mom and my cousin, right? It's really hard. You know, I've watched people walk away with thousands of my money before, cash, and never seen them again. So that's something I was telling Owen too, is, you know, like going in on a venture with him as a partnership. Like I want to, you know, I'm telling him I want to find these deals and find someone to come in on it with me, but I'm not comfortable going in on it with them. And that's, you know, like I gotta start looking at that kind of shit and think why. And I've really been opening up, or not opening up, but coming to all these realizations with the help of the counselor, the help of Owen, with my family, friends. Not just open with you guys. Whoever's seen this, I guess the world, it's public. But yeah, you know, just be open. If you're having troubles with it, talk to me. I don't know what kind of advice I can offer, but I can listen at least. If you are into real estate or anything I mentioned, I'd love to talk to you, get to know you a bit. Maybe we'll get along and go for dinner and shoot this shit and come up with some dreams together. You know, I'm always interested in dreaming with other people, because again, I'll bring up Owen again. I had a conversation with him today, and I'm like, well, you know, Lamborghini used to be my dream car, but I've got a bit older. Now it's a Maserati. And he's like, oh, you can get one of those for $30,000. I'm like, huh. Like, yeah, he had a new one for like $130,000. Well, if that's my I made it car, that's I can afford it a lot earlier than where I can actually make it. You got to thinking, well, my dreams can always change. You know, I want a Maserati, I want a Lamborghini, I want a Porsche. You know, I'd love a Bugatti. Whew, I would love one. GTR, oh, I'm getting goosebumps now. Anyways, this is my video for today. About half the length, 10 minutes shorter. Trying to come out of my shell, trying to open up more, learn about my anxiety, learn about other people's anxiety. It's all new to me. But honestly, I think once I get out of a job, working for myself, doing what I love, you know, creating a future for my family, like, this is so stress relieving for me. And, you know, as I was talking to my, I'm rambling again. but it all ties in. I was talking with my counselor, and you know, he's like, well, you know, you're off work. Right before I was off work, I didn't think I'd be able to buy a house for about another year at least. And then I get off work and I'm like, this can't happen. Started talking with Owen, and he's, well, why can't it happen? And well, good point. They're all excuses. So got in my head, okay, I'm gonna do this. Well, I got a house like months later, not even. It's February. I don't know, it's the end of April now. And I got my second house. I've been in there for about 2 months now. Fucking wild. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I was gonna say a whole lot of shit, and I just talk. That's all right. Hoping, you know, someone sees this, and you know, maybe it convinces you to step out of your shell a bit. These videos are huge. Half of this shit I would never tell anyone. Some of this stuff Julie might even be learning when she watches these videos, if she watches these videos. Still gonna bug her too. But yeah, you know, hope everyone's doing good. That's it. Before I start rambling and lose myself again, I'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers.